lay some information for you, and then we'll go into, we'll pull out the spread and go into the rest of your reading. First of all, they mentioned some friendships that need some reassessment. Okay, so I feel like some people, friendships in your, just your acquaintances, your friendship circle, they're coming through and they're asking you, can you help me with this, can you help me with that? And I feel kind of like they're coming out of the woodwork, because you have a lot of success that is visible for you right now. You have a lot of visibility. You have a lot of opportunities to give them advice or to even promote them. And so they're coming in. Some of them have been around and they're asking you, and they're very sincere. Other people are kind of like riding your coattails and wanting, by associating with you, they want to have like the audience. They want to have opportunities for them to kind of just, randomly plug their products, plug their merchandise and things like that. So I feel that you are seeing this kind of like a mile away. It's not like you're not aware of it. And I do feel that you're going to be turning people down on a case by case basis based on whether or not they have been around when you needed them. So I feel like a lot of friendships, they're saying false friends, false alliances, false people. So you want to be a little bit careful. But I feel like, you're intuitive enough to know who these people are, okay? They're mentioning here, for many of you, there are other opportunities for you to start new work, new projects, new investment opportunities. And they're saying in the public limelight, working through communication somehow, work in disseminating knowledge and information, such as teaching, such as seminars, such as running focus groups, or even being a part of some type of educational endeavor. So you're disseminating information, you're dealing heavily with the public, and I also feel like you're providing people with a lot of insights, okay? So I feel like some of you might be educators, some of you might be environmental or even community outreach advocates. I do see a lot of people reaching out for, I'm sensing like tackling animal abuse. I do feel environmentalists. I do feel some people writing journals, writing articles, getting them published in a very prestigious journal. So I do feel like opportunities for you to advertise, opportunities for you to get a huge following, and opportunities for you to be giving, talking to, or disseminating information to a large segment of the population. So it looks very promising. It looks really good. And I feel like your professional standing is going to be fortified for this month, where people are seeing you as an expert in a specific field. And I feel like it's really going to help your visibility, and it's going to help your credibility. I'm also feeling for many of you opportunities to travel for work, and especially meeting with intelligent people, okay? Travel for work, meeting with people who are also, highly recognized in their field. And so when we're dealing with people like that, it can seem a little bit intimidating. We're going to have to be careful about what we say. We're going to have to be careful that, our facts are checked and that we are referencing or relying on reputable sources to back up our claims, and to I guess like we just need to be very careful about making sure that our sources are backed up. All right. They're mentioning a lot of intelligent people, and the nature of intelligent people is they have a wealth of knowledge, so they don't take anything at face value. They're going to dig deep, and they're going to ask probing questions, and they're also going to, they're not going to take everything that you say at face value. Expect to be solicited, expect to be asked, expect to, be conversed with in a way where they might be a little bit skeptical of what you have to say. Don't be defensive, just, be open-hearted, open-minded, and try to explain your point of view, your stance, your position with the other people. Okay, so I do feel that you're going to be dealing with some people that might be top in their industry, top in their fields, and they have a wealth of knowledge, and also it can lead to a very good intellectual exchange between you and other people. For others of you working on a consultancy basis, I feel like projects are coming in. They're like literally pouring in. And I feel that contracts, salary negotiations, and things like that are going to go in your favor. And if you are an educator, if you're working with people or the public in some way, I feel like you're going to have people that are that are really mesmerized by you. They might, they might encroach upon your personal space, and they might ask very personal, probing questions. They might also be so starry-eyed that they want to pursue you. They want to court you. They want to, take you out. So I do feel like you have some solicitations coming through in that regards. It looks good. It feels to me like it's harmless fun, but I also want to advise you, you are in the public limelight. So be careful about the decisions that you are making, okay? Be careful about not publishing too, not giving too much of your personal life away, all right, when you're dealing with others, like revealing too much of yourself and drawing very clear boundaries with other people. It's going to be very crucial. I feel for some of you, there's a lot of thoughts and discussions about purchasing property, expanding your properties, or even fixing up existing properties to either prepare it for sale or to enhance and increase the value of the existing property. I don't feel like the properties are decrepit and are in dire need of repairs. I just feel like it's cosmetic repairs, mainly to up the property value so that you can prepare it for a major sale, and you can prepare it so that you can, get more back when you go to sell the house or the product. And what I'm also seeing as well, for those of you who are, I guess, of retirement age, you're thinking about investment properties, such as purchasing a vacation property that you can live in, but you can also like have the opportunity to sell or to rent out when you're not using it. So I do feel investment property that can also, double as your second source of like vacation home or even your vacation home. Okay, so we have some really good positive things coming into the picture. So let me just talk about your reading here. I have all the cards pulled out. First of all, I just want to say this, okay? This is the first thing that really jumped out at me. We have here the King of Swords, and the King of Swords, this is your energy. This is an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And this is also, I feel like, the embodiment. This is your energy, where you are very, very clear about where you stand with people. You are taking a very no-nonsense approach. If people come at you the wrong way, you're going to cut them down, and you're not going to, give them that benefit of the doubt to fool you. And then likewise, on the other hand, the sword is just on one side. On the other hand, if other people are coming to you and they are in financial need, they need some type of financial assistance, or they are down on their luck and they're not able to have the same opportunities to make traction in the professional life, I feel like if they're coming to you with sincerity and with, help, need for assistance, I feel that you're going to be open-hearted and open-minded about helping them. But this is kind of like knowing our place in the world, being very, very sure about our intelligence, being very sure and careful and methodical about the way we communicate with others, knowing very clearly about, boundaries that we need to draw between ourselves and other people, and especially knowing where we stand with other people. So I feel like you're coming into this month with a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, and you're going to be strategizing to manifest these plans and these ideas, to take them into the future with you. What is really crowning this reading here? We have the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is opportunities. For many of you, they're saying here to err on the safe side. So that means playing it safe, not revealing your cards, not revealing so much about your personal ideas, your personal goals, or even your personal history, because I feel like people are going to be probing and they might lack the boundaries. So you need to, be very, very methodical when you are communicating to make sure that you don't reveal too much. Reveal what is necessary. Don't reveal superfluous information that other people do not need to know. Okay? So maintaining our boundaries with other people, I feel like that's really important. But going back to this card, this is basically opportunities coming in. People coming to you. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to get on board with me for this project? And I feel like all of these things are nice and great. Your time, however, is very valuable. You're not going to be doing things for other people so that they can ride your coattails. I feel like you will be able to help them, especially the ones that are sincere, but I do feel that your time is limited, so there are going to be options that you're turning down. And I feel for some of you, this could be like love offers, because, the cups energy basically deals with situations where somebody is emotionally invested in a situation, in a person or in a situation. I feel like you have opportunities coming in. And you also have people soliciting you for dating, romance, etc. You also have opportunities to get involved in social causes as well. I mentioned a lot of environmentalists, a lot of animal or human rights activists. And I see a lot of people who are coming to you with a specific like social justice agenda. And I feel that you're going to get to pick and choose which route you take, okay? But I do feel like moving in for this month, you're skeptical, but you're still willing to listen. You're still willing to hear. But I feel like this sense of skepticism associated here with the card that represents you, the King of Swords, it's all about not wanting to be duped, not wanting to be fed a sob story, not wanting to be like lied to or even deceived by other people. So I feel like your guard is up, okay? I feel like in the recent past, so this is here, this is the Seven of Cups, so this could be some reveal themselves to be a certain way. You have people in your past that you've had a long history with. This could even be, relationship, love, romantic partners. And I feel like, yes, the history was deep, the emotional investment was deep, but you didn't have a choice. You had to move away from it because I feel like people were not honorable or were not respectful of being truthful or being honest or being straightforward with you. Okay, this card usually with the Seven of I'm sorry, this is the Eight of Cups. With the Eight of Cups, it basically indicates a situation we've invested a lot of time in, and we wanted it to work. We have the best intentions, and for whatever reason, it just didn't pan out the way that you want, and the other person was not able to give you that emotional support, so you are moving away from this. And it's right underneath the Seven of Cups. So my apologies for the mix-up. The Seven of Cups here. This is like fantasy versus reality. When it shows up in the reverse, it basically indicates a situation where we thought things were gonna go a certain way, and the reality of it was you might not have had the same emotional investment, or you might not have had the same agenda with another person. So I feel like some information came to light, some things were revealed, and some truths came into the picture to really dampen significant friendships and significant relationships. And now you find yourself in a position where you can't really, see the best in it anymore. And you have to take off those rose-colored glasses for you to see the reality. What projects would really work out? Who can I really trust? Who is being genuine with me, and who is just, riding my coattails or, benefiting off my hard work, okay? So I feel like this is the month in which you know where you stand with other people. So Geminis, I do feel overall friendships, relationships, okay? They need to be reassessed. And I feel like the reassessment element here about some people who are genuine, they're down on their luck, or they might have hit some rough spots in their own life, and they need assistance from you. They're reaching out. And I feel like because you might have been burned in the past, you're very, very skeptical about putting yourself in the same predicament, because you're just like, I don't know if you're here to, further your own agenda without with total disregard to what my needs are. So I feel like you're going to be approaching people in a very skeptical manner. And I would urge you, I feel like the whatever happened in the past, or especially now, okay? So it's like once burned, twice shy, and you're going to be extra careful about which people you bring on board, who you're helping, and which causes and people that you can trust in. So I do feel that element here, but I do feel some people are coming through. They are sincere, they are genuine, they're hitting some rough times, and I feel like it would be good for you to try to help them if you can, okay? If it's not too much of an energetic drain on you, I feel like it would be in your best interest to help them. I'm getting a major big vibe with you and relationship partners. I do feel we have here an element of you still being a little bit hung up on a relationship past, okay? So the Four of Pentacles is refusing to let go, refusing to change our ideas, refusing to see an alternative like narrative. So I feel like some of you are stubbornly holding on to a specific stance or holding on to a specific person. If you are dealing here with an earth sign, so this is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, they are just as stubborn. And I feel like the both of you are going to be hitting some type of an impasse where you can't agree, you can't compromise, you can't come to a common consensus, and both parties become very defensive and very ready to fight and to, defend what they believe in. So I feel this element about conflict with especially exes, and I'm almost sensing as if some of you in the past, I'm getting here, this is sort of like revealing too much of ourselves, revealing our feelings too fast, and then finding ourselves in a situation where, for example, you were recently involved with a person, you reveal too much of yourself, and then the other person backs away, and now you're kind of left like, what did I do? Should I not have done that? And I feel like there's this awkwardness when it comes to dealing with like a relationship partner or a romantic partner or romantic interest who might have, it seemed like it had a lot of promise, but now they're taking a step back. And you're also getting defensive, okay? So if that's what you're dealing with, hash it out, have a conversation. Mercury in retrograde is actually a very good time. So we do have really good time period for people to make up if there has been misunderstandings, if there has been like communication issues. I feel like it's a good time for both parties to want to clear things up, okay? Reconciliation is not always like rekindling a relationship, but I feel like if a relationship or if a new love interest has come into your life and there has been awkwardness, there has been things that needed to be said, I feel like some of you, it's better for you to hash these things out, and it's best for you to try to resolve these issues, okay? The other thing that comes into the picture here is let me talk about children, because this is what I'm sensing. I feel like the energy of children is going to be coming through very strongly, okay? And I'm going to say that, let me see, if you are a male figure, if you're a male Gemini watching this, I feel like you are grooming your children. So the children could be male or female, boy or girl, whatever gender they are. I feel like you have very clear expectations for them. You're grooming them to follow in your footsteps. You're grooming them for, as somebody to continue your legacy, okay? And one thing that you want to be really careful about, and I am drawn to this image of those children pageant, those pageant children. And a lot of them, they have parents that are trying to live through them. So I feel like you want to be very careful. It's good that you're investing in the development of your children, but I feel like you're grooming them to follow in your footsteps. And you want to ask yourself if that's appropriate. Because they're children, they might not know what they want to do just yet. So imposing your lifestyle on them might not be appropriate. Okay, I feel like they look up to you. They really idolize you. You're kind of like the apple of their eye. So they really look up to you. They respect you, but you want to make sure that you're not imposing things on them before they are grown up or grown enough to choose the life path for themselves. Okay, and I do feel for others, especially female Gemini, self-identified female Geminis. I'm also sensing that you have some rebellious children here. Oh, it's supposed to be like this. I feel that you have some rebellious children. They're fiercely independent. They want to, fly the nest. They want to be on their own. They want to travel overseas. They want to do something that they can, so that they want to undertake something that can allow them to prove themselves to the world, that can allow them to undertake new things, that can allow them to leave the nest. And I feel like you're fiercely, fiercely protective of your children. You're fiercely protective and overprotective of your children. And I feel that you want to make sure and you want to be aware that they need to do this because it is a part of their life path. They need to do this because their dreams and their aspirations and their emotional, professional, mental development is it's contingent upon, whether or not they are able to be independent. So let them go, let them find their way, and they will come back to the nest, when they're ready. They need to do this to pursue higher dreams, higher calling, and higher aspirations. So I feel like it's a bittersweet process of release, understanding that your children are grown up, understanding that your children are going to need to make decisions on their own, and understanding that they're at a point where they are yearning and striving for their own sense of independence. And you cannot interfere, and I feel like it's a bittersweet release process, okay? For those of you who have fire sign children, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, I do feel there are some issues here between independence and closeness. There are some issues here between differences in family values. There are some issues between individuality and group think, or even family loyalty, but I feel like it's individuality versus group think. And so I feel like they want to make their way in the world. They need to be on their own. They need to find out what's right and what's appropriate for them. So I feel like you might have tried to keep them really close under your wings to protect them, to groom them, but it's not appropriate anymore. And so the process of release is going to be coming through for this month. And as a result of it, there's going to be some restructuring within your household. There's going to be some changes, fluctuations, people moving in, people moving out, and your ideals of what, a household is supposed to be. I feel like these things are going to be changing, okay? On top of that, I do want to emphasize the fact that this is a card overall of spiritual healing, emotional healing as well. So I do feel there are going to be a lot of this like outpouring of support coming through from family members. Even if you have like complicated home environments, such as blended families, multiple parents, stepchildren, adopted children, whatever the situation might be, it seems to me like the housing environment itself is a little bit unorthodox and unconventional, but the love nonetheless is going to shine through because I feel like you have provided a very good support system and a foundation for the kids, okay? There are people coming in, leaving, traveling, leaving the house. There might even be that restructuring within the house, like the physical foundation of the house. You might be adding, you might be remodeling, adding more units to the house to accommodate a larger family. You might even be, if you have like an ancestral home that you've been hanging on to, because out of, sentimental reason or whatever the reason might be, you're hanging on to a property, and I feel like you're telling yourself it's either for sentimental reasons or it's either you want to hang on to it so then when your kids are old enough, you want to give it to them. And in the process of hanging on to it, I feel like it's depreciating in value. It's also, getting older, so it might need extensive repairs by the time the kids inherit the house. And so they're telling you to try to release these things, okay? Because they are material things, and your kids are okay without them. And then on top of that, I feel like for some of you, you might hang on to a property for sentimental reason. And I do feel that this is the month where the releasing process might need to happen. But I feel like one phase of your life is ending and another one is beginning. And in the process of releasing these things, you're going to feel this weight lifted off your shoulders, and you're just going to feel a lot more hopeful and joyful, and you're going to ask yourself, like, I wish I'd done this sooner. I wish I've had the insights, to do this sooner so that it wouldn't be such a burden on me. I'm feeling for a lot of you overall, the star also indicates recognition. So this is like people coming in, asking you for opportunities to collaborate, to work with them, to ally with them, to travel with them. So travel is highly indicated for this month, and I feel like, it's like business travel, traveling to meet people, traveling to talk, traveling to expand your alliances, and especially traveling so that you can do something in the public limelight, so you can interact with a certain demographic group, so that you can expand your credibility and visibility in the professional front. And I also feel advocating for a specific social agenda is highly indicated. Okay, so social agendas, or even like a social cause. Once again, environmentalism, animal rights, human rights, things that affect humanity on a whole. I feel like you are heavily immersed in this, and your being in the limelight will allow you to reach people from many different walks of life. And I feel that your messages will resonate with them on a very pure soul level. You have a lot of good things coming through for you, Geminis. I'm really, really happy to see this. And I feel like you have worked tirelessly, very, very hard to get you where you are right now. And I feel for many of you, it was a very lonely process. It was a very time-consuming process. You didn't, you might have like forego financial stability in order to do all of these things because you believed in the merit of it. You believe that one day it is going to work out. One day my time will come. And I feel like this is the month in which your time has arrived. And I feel like you're going to make very strong traction into the world. Okay? So I'm really excited to see this for you. I feel that you're going to be networking with a lot of great, amazing people. I want to say, like, you might want to soften up when it comes to communication, because I feel like you're going to win over a lot of allies that way. Okay? So soften up. But I also feel this element here about not revealing too much about yourself. Okay? So reveal just enough. Maintain that enigma. Maintain that mystery. And, people will be very attracted to you and want to hear what you have to say. So let me see what is going on for you guys for love, romance, and relationships. So love, romance, and relationships. They're really telling you need to close some doors on the past. Don't entertain it anymore. If someone chooses to walk away, let them walk away. They don't have they don't have a say whether or not they can come back. That's not right, okay? If somebody walks away, they need permission to come back. And then I feel like for others of you, it's sort of like this curiosity about what the people from the past is doing. And, air signs are naturally very, very inquisitive. They want to know what's going on. And they might revert to snooping as well, digging, social media, spying, and things like that, in order to find out what other people are up to, because air signs are extremely, extremely inquisitive. And so the advice here is, once you have emotionally crossed somebody off your romantic radar, it's really important to keep them off your radar. Don't dig into what they're doing. Don't let curiosity get the best of you. Just let things go, okay? So no exes, all right? Mercury retrograde is a major, major time for exes to cycle back in and for us to revisit relationships. And then when we get back together, the next Mercury retrograde cycle can also signify a breakup. So I want you guys to be very careful about not wasting time here with dead-end relationships, and just really, try to implement major moves, try to move on with your life, and try not to revisit old haunts, old people, okay? Okay, so let me talk about the foundation first, because I feel like some of you are dealing with another air sign here. So we have here the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is an air sign: Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is somebody that is brand new, newly single, coming into the picture and coming in very excitedly. And I feel like this person, their energy is very similar to you. They're easily excited. They like to share experiences with you. The thing about water signs is like they need that emotional connection, right? And then earth signs need to feel trusted and wanted and needed. And then we have like fire signs that want to share experiences with you. And I feel like with air signs, the way that the energy is embodied in this card, this is somebody that likes to travel, somebody that, they see something cool, they take a picture of it, they send it to you. Because that's how they communicate. That's how they show their love. That's how they show their appreciation. So I feel like you are finding somebody who's very similar to you, who is single, who is honest, and who is, on the lookout for love and relationship. And they're coming to you with a lot of ideas. Do you want to do this? Do you want to see this with me? Do you want to share this experience with me? So I feel like that's what's happening here. And this is somebody that is really, really excitable. Okay, so they have a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of stamina. They can be really, really fun. And you might be dealing with this person, but I feel like the relationship or the courtship or the rapport between the two of you, it's lacking in emotional depth, and it's lacking in physical chemistry. So it's linked up here with the Three of Pentacles. This is a very compatible union. I feel like they're, it's a fellow air sign, so they're very compatible with you. But it feels almost as if they want to do it more in a platonic way rather than a romantic way. So I feel like between you and this person, it's really difficult to get past that friend zone. It's really difficult for the two of you to have emotional connections. And it's really difficult for the two of you to really have that, soul bonding, that chemistry, that emotional connection for a relationship to form. I feel like if you're dealing with this person, they're very trustworthy and they're a great companion. They're somebody that will be very dependable, reliable, and when you need something, they're going to be there. The Three of Pentacles is like working together with another person to improve our lives, to build something of value, to expand, and to form a very good foundation. So foundationally with this person, I feel like it can work out, but I feel like the emotional connection is a little bit absent. Either they're feeling it from their end or you're feeling it from your end. So you're not really sure whether or not to, I feel like you're still testing the waters with this person, for those of you dating another air sign. And from the past, we have here the Hermit and the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is kind of like an online dating type of energy. Okay, it's kind of like communication through the internet, communication through some type of a communication channel where you are not seeing that person face to face. You're not dealing with that person in the flesh. And it's linked up here with the Hermit. And the Hermit is sort of like looking at pictures, looking at online profiles, looking at people, and trying to, figure out like what's a good fit for me. So I feel like some of you have recently started dating. Some of you are single, recently started dating. I feel that you have some options here that are on the table, and you're trying to choose between these options. For others of you, I feel like it just feels to me like you're looking at a sign that's really, really vying for you. Okay, so we have here a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is somebody that you have a great deal of magnetic attraction with. The Moon basically indicates romance. It indicates as well going on dates, going to musical events, going to lounges, going out dancing, going to concerts, and doing things, like that one would classically consider date night activities. So I feel like you have this person here where there is a lot of romance, a lot of attraction. For others of you, I feel like you have another air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, where things are great, but it feels like it's lacking in that emotional depth. Okay? Crowning this reading is something that you are thinking about. For many of you, you have left a relationship behind that left a really bitter taste in your mouth. The Ten of Swords signifies the end of a cycle. This is feeling very betrayed, feeling as if you've had like a major falling out with another person and that things cannot be the same as they were before. So it's like irreconcilable differences. Agree to disagree, and you can no longer be together. Even if you agree to disagree, you can't be together. And it came about as a result of some information, some news coming to light, coming into the picture, where you're no longer, idealistic, and you are seeing things for what they are. I feel like somebody was juggling two options. Okay? I honestly feel, Geminis, I feel like you were dealing with somebody that had two options. They might be in another relationship and you might have been the mistress. They might have been married and you were, the mister or the mistress, like the third party. And I also feel like they were still interacting with people from their past and acting and behaving as if they were single. So I feel like you were dealing with somebody like this. For some of you, it might have been an earth sign, okay, like a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. And I feel like for others, you were dealing with somebody that might have been very deceptive. They had like a secret life and they kept a lot of information from you. And I also feel as well, I'm not seeing this so much, but it could go both ways, where you might have two other people that you're deciding between. And because you have these two people that you're hanging out with, there might be some misunderstandings. And the person that you like, they might think that you're keeping your options open. Even though these might just be platonic options, they think that you have other people on your plate. Okay, so I feel like some clearing the air is necessary if there has been misunderstandings. And I also feel that if you are moving on, if you are single, you have options here. What's coming into the future position? We have here the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So this is a card kind of like being stuck alone in a cave, not having an option out, not feeling at our best, not feeling attractive, not feeling, sexy and just desirable. So I feel like a lot of you have broken up from relationships and you were feeling like this, but this is the month where you start to socialize, you start to mingle, you're starting to go on dates, and I feel like offers for love and romance are coming through to kind of like show you the way out of this place of darkness and insecurity. So I feel like you have offers, solid relationship offers that are on the table for you. I do feel a very strong water sign and a very strong air sign that's coming into the picture. With the other air sign, I feel like it's very platonic. They're great. I feel like you're very compatible, but it seems like something is missing. And then with the water sign, it feels like, it can go the distance. It feels like this is somebody that is very receptive and very thoughtful about what to say, what to do to make you feel good, and to, and I feel like they're a lot more sincere. because this is somebody that, you know, they know what to say. They know how to be emotionally available to another person. They want to give their love to another person, so they're ready for a relationship. So Geminis, you have some you have some awesome things, excuse me, coming through in the relationship sector. And I feel like a lot of you who might have gone through bad relationships, you are socializing, you are dating, you're putting yourself out there, and you're meeting new people that you can, you know, really connect with. And I'm also feeling as well, I'm feeling as well, it's hard for you to get over that past relationship because you thought it was a soulmate connection, okay? But I feel like the other person didn't believe so. The other person might have been juggling multiple options. And so I feel like moving forward, make yourself available for dating. You are going to be solicited. Make yourself available for dating, and make yourself available as well, so that you can restore your sense of self-esteem, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. And I just feel like you're better off leaving past relationships in the past, okay, and just moving on with your life. You have really good positive things coming through, okay? I wish you the best, and I'll be back for the mid-month reading, okay? And also, my apologies for publishing this video for you guys a lot later than the other signs. I was really, really caught up with um, a bunch of stuff towards the end of this month, and you know, I thought I would be able to get them out, you know, at the 19th by the earliest, but I was very sick from the 15th to the 19th. So my sincerest apologies. I hope the reading is helpful. I hope that is timely, and I do wish you all the best. Take care of yourself, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.